Hi, I'm John Storms, and today's flake of the day is the EFL Designs eFlake 24. So this is a 24-inch flake, and it holds 150 pixels. Now, why am I using these? I have been using, and continue to use, and will continue to use, these are about the same size, right? So these are the flakes. I have a bunch on my house. These are also about 24 inches, and these have 50 pixels. This one will hold 150 pixels. So the density of this one compared to this one's a lot higher. So we're doing a bunch of these. So here's my eFlake 24 with the mapping all drawn on. Like I said, you can get it with the mapping already there. But you gotta admit, I did a pretty good job. You see, I number each hole, got arrows. I even put little notes, what kind of flake it is. And then I've also installed the universal mounts. And there you can kind of see the nut sitting in the little hole, and then the screw comes up from down below, engages that nut, pulls it in, and then the little hole, the EMT runs through the big hole, and then the little hole on top, you use a self-tapping screw to connect the EMT. Works really, really nicely. You could see, so for these flakes, I am looking at for this one, this one, this one, this one, and then possibly these two. So I am looking for to do 4 to 6 of these types of flakes. EFL Designs has some, Boscoyo has some, and I'm mixing and matching because I want to get some good variety in the look of the show. So at 150 pixels, at 30% brightness, this is going to eat about a little over 2 amps. What's great about this is at 30% brightness, I don't have to do power injection in the middle. I can provide power at the beginning or at the end, and it will be fine. I actually had 2 of these in my display last year. So for these flakes, I actually powered them right off the controller, so I didn't have to do power injection at all, which was nice and easy. So then I grabbed this off of the EFL Designs website just so I had a good visual reference. And over here is my wiring diagram. Okay. And then for this one, I also plan on using the Inspire Light Show's universal post mounts with a little bit of EMT to make it nice and easy to carry around and hang. Okay. So let me pull up X lights. Okay, so you can see here I have similar snowflakes. Actually, I think this one is in one of the 24 inchers, the eFlake 24. But we're going to go set up a model. When I'm doing a new prop, I'm going to set up a new directory for it so I can play with it. So I go to Controllers tab, and I say Change Temporarily. So I'm in a Projects directory. I'm going to go to EFL Designs, and here I am going to create a new folder, eFlake 24. Okay. Got a brand new directory. So we're going to add a controller. I have a Falcon controller that I'm using. So I'm going to click here and add Ethernet. So the IP address is 10.0.0.9. Name. Funsies. Doesn't matter what you call it. Vendor's important. This is a Falcon controller. Model. This is an F16 V4. Okay, and we'll just leave everything else alone. Layout. Oh, okay. Add null. Well, okay, now it's there. Okay, so funsies. Okay. Now, if I go back again, is it going to be a null one? Nope. All right, so I go to layout, and now I'm going to say, well, this is import, this is download. So I'm going to click on download, and I'm on the layout tab, and then I'm just going to draw a box here. Okay. Oh, this is a fix NX lights where these aren't expanded anymore. So I go and find the vendor, in this case EFL Designs. And let me find my snowflake. So it's under snowflakes, and here it is. 24-inch E-flake. Insert model. Okay, there it is. So if I go over here, click on model data, I can see the wiring diagram, just like we saw before. Now the E-flake, I believe, currently ships with the map printed. The one I purchased, either I forgot to click something or something, I didn't get the map, so I drew mine on, which is fine. And so yeah, I think we are almost good to go. So we'll hit save here. Then I'm going to go back to controllers. I'm going to click on Funsies, visualize, and then I'm going to drag this and I'm going to drop it on port 1. Now here it says, where's the brightness? Set brightness. I'm going to set this to 30%. Okay. And then I think I'm all done here. I need to push the configuration out to the controller. Basically, it sets up the port so that E-flake will run off of it. So I highlight the controller, come down here and say upload output. And it updates the pixel ports. Now if I open up that controller and I go to output settings, pixel, see there's my E-flake 24 sitting right there on port 1, just like I set it up. It's at 30% brightness. Okay, let's go test some lights. Okay, next up we're going to test these lights. And I'm not powering lights from my controller, so I need to use a power injection tee, and since this is a brand new one, I need to yank out the data pin. So it's very easy. The 2 pins on top with the notch in between them, this is an X connector. These are positive and negative. I don't remember which and which, but I'm after the data pin, which is the odd man out, this guy here. So I just take my needle nose pliers, give it a grab, give it about a turn or a quarter turn one way, turn it the other way. I just turn it back and forth a couple times until I feel like it's loose. Then I give it a yank. It didn't come. Usually I get it the first try. Come on. And this is important because if you don't do this, this data line running back to your power supply will act like an antenna. It's not connected to anything, but it will pick up electricity off the air. And then that can get misinterpreted as signal. See, I got it. There's the 3rd pin. It'll be misinterpreted as signals, and you'll get this weird stuttering, flickering on your flake that you don't want. Okay. So, move this over to the center. The male side is the front of the string. Direction matters. And here I got a 150 lights. And let's see, how do we want to do it? I'm going to connect this to port 1. Here's my port 1. Here's port 1. So I'm going to put the power injection tee right off. This is my Falcon controller, so I'm going to put my power tee right off of this. And I'm just doing this for testing, but I actually do this quite a bit in real life too, where I have a power injection tee right off of the controller. Right? And so let me grab one of my power connections. So this is a power connection coming off of my power supply, which is inside this box here. We'll just connect them up like that. Then I have a 20-foot cable, right? Because I test everything off of a 20-foot cable. It's kind of the maximum I try. Sometimes I go a little further, but But I do usually will need an F amp. Yeah, this is tight. Why are you so tight? Doing it right? Yeah, it's just tight. Okay. Then it's a little big. That's 20 foot of extension. And my 150 lots. And these should all be working because I just tested these lights the other week. We're going to get everything powered up and double check. You do not want to push a bad string. It's a lot of work to get them out and then redo it. Alright, so I go to the Falcon, put it in the test mode here. Nothing happens. Oh! I gotta push the configuration to the controller. There we go. Okay. I forgot to push the configuration to the controller, so I quickly did that. So this is alternate. Let's look for anything that looks wrong. Red, green, blue, white. Red, green, blue, white. White ramp. Here I'm mostly looking for flicker. Also, if there's a bad bulb, it'll stand out. But everything looks good. So we're good to start pushing.